Just record this. Okay, stem and leaf, very, very simple, but there are a few ways that you can lose marks very quickly. This question would be out of 4 marks, and you can lose 2 by forgetting to put in a title. So whatever you're doing, you make sure it's clearly labeled with a title, okay? And you need a key. Now, if this was a back-to-back stem and leaf, which is extremely common, so say you were looking at the test results of 2 classes, and in another class you had, let's make this 1, 2, 5, 5, 6, and we'll make this one 1, 3, 4, and we'll make this one 2, 8, 9, and we'll make that one 0, right? So that's 2 different classes. You would have to make sure that you label very clearly which 2 classes they are, because you will definitely lose a mark if you don't. And then you need this key, and you need a key for both of them. So you've got to say, for example, that 1, 2, okay, means 12 out of, what was this? This was marks, test scores, yes. So this means 12 out of 50, 50. And that over here, 1, 1, right, means 11 out of 50. You need to be very, very, very clear what's going on, and they will take off that mark. That's your key. Okay, so you call it a key, and usually you will have it as 3/5, and you'll describe what that means. You can use as many words as you want, but it better be clear. So just say 35 marks out of 50, or the boy got 35 out of 50, and for this one you can say the girl got 12 out of 50. So it's very, very clear that you understand what you're saying. The other thing they're going to ask you is for the mean and for the quartiles and for the range. Nice and simple. You're going to just obviously go from the highest to the lowest. So range is going to be 46 minus 11. So that's very easy. There is an easy way to get these wrong, and that is to work from the top down. So when you are busy doing the quartiles, you should work from the bottom. It just prevents this sort of silly mistake. So in other words, this is your first position, there's your second one, there's your third one, there's your fourth one, there's your fifth one, there's your sixth one, there's your seventh one, there's your eighth one, right? If you work from the top down, you have to go backwards. You have to say, there's your first one, there's the second one, there's the third one. What a lot of people do is they say, here's the first one, there's the second one, there's the third one, and it's rubbish, right? Just don't work from the top down. Just work from the bottom up. It will always work, right? Go from the smallest value. So go from the smallest to the largest, and you won't have any problem. Every time they ask you for the upper quartile and lower quartile, find the median first. So we've got, how many values here? 20. So 20 plus 1 is 21, divided by 2 is going to be 10.5. And you work from the bottom, and you're going to count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. That's the median. So then the median is going to be 28.5, right? Don't forget what you're doing. And then once you've got the median, it's quite easy to find the lower quartile. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So 5 along there is your lower quartile. And then 5 up from here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There's your upper quartile, right? So please mark those in so that you can see them, and write down your interquartile range so that you have a nice complete question. Did you space the things properly? So in other words, do you have beautiful columns? If they look like mine, you're going to lose a mark, right? Beautiful columns of numbers. The idea behind a stem and leaf is everything is spaced beautifully, so it actually looks like a bar chart. It looks, if overall, you can see which categories are the highest at a glance. That's only true if you space everything beautifully. If you crowd them together, you can make this one look the same length as that one, and then it's wrong. So nicely, evenly spaced, good spacing, they will not give you a mark if your spacing is dodgy. I'm going to walk around and see whether you're... Okay, so this is a bar chart. Now, they don't care whether you have spaces or not. So sometimes when you're very young, somebody has incorrectly taught you that bar charts have got no space, have got spaces, and histograms don't. That's not the difference. Okay. A bar chart, there's 2 things about it. So they can have spaces or no spaces. So you can shove those next to each other, that's fine as well. If you use spaces, then please make sure that you make them exactly the same width, and the bars must be exactly the same width. This is for discrete data. Now, just a reminder what discrete data is. If I ask you how many siblings you either have one, or you have two, or you have none, but you don't have 5.67 siblings, right? So this is discrete data. They are suited to discrete data. So the data is discrete, and they're always the same width. So I could just as well do a bar chart like this. And that would also be a bar chart. Mine don't look all exactly the same width, but they should be, right? So if I had them as bars, continuous bars next to each other like this, with no spaces whatsoever, that would be okay as well.